So right here we have the Grownsy Bottle Sterilizer and Dryer. This company sent this to me so I could show y'all how this thing works. So thank you to them for partnering with me on this. Let's go ahead and break the seal right here and see what we got on the inside. And then I got a few items right here that we can use to be able to test this thing out with, which I'll show you all the different things that you can put into here. So opening this up, everything comes all nice and bagged up so it doesn't get damaged in shipping. I love that, especially if it's raining, which down here in Louisiana, it rains quite a bit. And so it's nice that they bag up everything so that if it is raining during shipment day, it stays nice and clean. So it does come with some instructions right there. We'll see if we'll get to that in just a minute. Let's see how intuitive the product is right out of the box slash bag. So all right, looks like we have a container right here. We got some parts on the bottom there, and we're gonna get into everything that's in there. We got this little guy right there. It seems to fit in there like that. And then you have your base right here, which has a nice cord on it as well. And there are some tips right here, little tip chart. Add distilled vinegar, choose desired mode, wait for the sterilizer to cool down before use again, otherwise it can't be turned on. Okay. And then they give you some other tips right there. We'll go through that in just a minute. Let's see, we don't need all that right there. Let's see how long this cord is to get started and see how far we can go with that, because you never know how long of a cord you're gonna need. Oh, that's a good 3-foot cord right there. So that's perfect for like up on the kitchen countertop. Most cords are about that length, or actually shorter. This is actually quite a nice long one right there. It says on here, don't submerge the vent into water. So I did want to point that out. So I can go ahead and plug this on in right here. Ooh, made a beepy sound. All right, looks like we have some buttons right here on the front as well. This is obviously a power button. Ooh, it's like heat sensitive, okay. And then does this select the mode? Yeah, this selects the 4 different modes right there, which it looks like a heat, or maybe it's the modes. You have, turn it off. Heat, fan, heat and fan, and heat with like 2 fans. So it's going to be like a super powerful type of mode right there. Do not open the lid or touch the lid immediately after disinfection to avoid scalding. Okay. And before using for the first time, please pour 60 milliliters of distilled water into the container and then use sterilization function to boil the water until dried out to remove the oil film on the heating plate. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So I believe, does this go? Yeah, this must go on top just like that. Very easy to use right out the get-go. And then we have a nice lid right here. You got little vent holes on the side. I like the nice big top on this right here, the handle, so you can easily grab that and pull it up. Super cool. Let's see, you have some citric acid detergent right there if you need to use that. Household appliances or hotel appliances and other containers are easy to produce the incrustation, including electric kettle, health pot, water dispenser, garment steamer, humidifier, egg cooker, cups, and so on. If the product touch eyes, keep clean with water in order to avoid, okay, usage. This product can be soaked in water to clean the incrustation when soaked. Okay, so it's, I think it's if you have like a mineral buildup after you've used the product, you can use this to clean it out with its sterilization. That's super cool. Got this little guy right here. Got some tongs, so you can easily pick up things out of there. I like that they've included that. And there's this little measuring cup slash beaker thing right here. Goes up to 4 ounces on this side and 120 milliliters on that side. Super cool. All right, my question though is, where does the water go into it? Looks like you have all these little nougats that are standing up right here, so you can put your baby bottles in on that. Don't submerge vent into water. Oh, okay, this looks, okay. So it looks like you have your vent right here. They say don't submerge this in water. There is a max line right here. Can y'all see that? It's kind of hard to see, but there is a max line right there. So I'm assuming your water goes right down into there. This little plate right there is what's going to heat it up, and then it will do its sterilization from there. Super cool. All right. So don't know. I mean, I'm assuming I can put as much water that is to the max line right there. I'm just not 100%. Look, oh, that's cleaning. I'm not 100% sure. So let me go ahead and check this real quick. 90 milliliters. And then put, okay, so this is just pictures right here. It's like 6 steps. So it's super easy to use. Let's go ahead and follow that real quick. I've got some water right down here. Let's go ahead and get those 90 mils. So it's not the full cup. I think that's important to note. All right, we got 90 mils right there. I'm just going to pour that. I'm curious if that takes us to the max line. Yeah, that takes you to the max line. So you do not want to fill the entire thing. You want to make sure you measure out 90 milliliters from there. Then put this back on the sterilizer base. Oh, wait. Do I need this? Oh, this is like a tray. So you can put other things on? Do you have to use this? It doesn't show it in there. Oh, no, that goes on top. Ah, very cool. So this can sit up top, so you can have some smaller things up top, and then you have room on the bottom for all of your baby bottles. Okay, so put clean baby bottles upside down on the rack. Like I've got this one right here. So let me go ahead and do like that. Super easy. Got some other little nougats right here. Little nipple. We got the cap. And then also, Grownsy has sent me their nasal aspirator too. This would be a good thing to put in there. I can open this up just like this to be able to get that. That can probably go on top. These hiking pieces, mouthpieces, we use these on our hiking bladders, and these always need to be have some kind of sterilization or cleaning done to them. So I thought that this would be a good idea to test out in there. I also have these that go with the nasal aspirator, and then also have a couple of spoons, like little kid spoons, baby spoons. So we can put that, but I think all of this is gonna fit in this top little rack right here. So let me just go ahead and put all of this just like that. Yeah, what's nice about this lid too is that it's dome shaped. So if you have something that sticks up just a little bit, you'll still have room for it, even though it's kind of above the line there. So let me just go ahead and throw. So another cool thing about this too is that it's got like all these little, can y'all see that? No. It's got all these little holes and whatnot. So like things like this, you can stick through the little hole right there to be able to not have it move around or anything. I really like that. You can even do like that. But then we can put our, if we want to, we could probably, no, I think it needs to go straight up and down like that. Never mind. Okay, so that's that. Let's go ahead and put that onto there. We're gonna put our lid on. The upper tray, yep, put that, cover the lid, plug in power, press the function button, and choose the working mode. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and press that. Oh, wait, I gotta do the mode. I guess let's just do the heat mode. Do I have to press it? No, it's just, okay, so one, it's gonna flash to let you know that that's the one that you wanna use, but then it's gonna stay solid whenever it actually kicks on. So right now, this is the heat one right here. So it's gonna heat up that water in there to be able to create that sterilization process. So just to give you guys the word by word right here while this is heating up so we can test it out. It says plug in the power and touch the on-off button to turn on the product. Touch the power button. The 4 function buttons turn on, means that the device enters standby mode in the standby state. If there's no operation for 5 minutes, the device will automatically shut down. Good to know. Sterilizing mode. Touch the menu button and select the sterilizing mode, which is the 3 wavy lines, which is this first one right there. The sterilizing indicator flashes for 5 seconds. That's what I was just talking about. Then it will sterilize for 8 minutes automatically. After the sterilizing is completed, the machine will beep 3 times to remind you and then shut down. The drying takes 60 minutes. It says touch the function button to select the drying mode. So this is really cool because if you have one of those just like baby drying racks where you just put things upside down after you're done cleaning them, they don't dry well, and they get like water spots and all that type of stuff that you don't want on there. And so with this, it's got this cool drying mode where it's going to pump some air through there to get everything nice and dry. So the drying indicator is going to flash for 5 seconds, just like it did with the sterilization. Then it will dry for 60 minutes automatically. After the drying is complete, the machine will beep and then shut down from there. So there is the auto mode, which are the other, looks like 2 options. Okay, so the only difference is the time on these, it looks like. So the auto mode are the last 2 that have both the sterilization and the drying. So if you wanted to do this at night, you could simply just put everything in there, turn it on to auto mode. It'll go through both the sterilization and the drying mode. And then whenever you wake up, you'll be good to go. So that's super cool. Just to tell you guys what it says here, touch the function button to select the auto mode 1. The auto indicator light flashes, then the product will automatically switch to the 8 minutes of sterilization, and then it's going to do 60 minutes of the drying mode. Then on the auto mode number 2, it's basically going to do the same thing, except the drying is going to be 80 minutes as opposed to 60 minutes, so you get a little bit longer dry out of there. In the working standby state, press the function button to switch to the other functions you need. So that's just saying, like I was showing you in the beginning, you can press the function button, which is the button on the top with the 9 little things. You just simply press that to get it to the one that you want while it's in standby mode. Note, after sterilization, please do not open the cap immediately to avoid it being too hot for you. Water should be poured from the side opposite to the air outlet to avoid water entering the inside of the product and causing damage. So basically pour it in from the side opposite the air outlet. So on this side right here. Although it looks like it kind of like caves down a little bit. So if you pour it just really, really slowly, you'll be good to go. But knowing that it's 9 milliliters, I think is going to make you safe because you won't overflow or anything like that. The product is intended for sterilization and drying, not for other purposes. After each time used, clean the bottom of the machine and dry. Okay. Honestly, these instructions are very well written. I gotta say that. It's like 6 pages long, so it's not very in-depth, which is actually nice because it makes getting to use it so much faster. Of course, they do have cleaning and maintenance on here. And they recommend the distilled water, and then pour 1 pack of the citric acid with that, and then cover the top lid without the containers on there. Just put the lid onto the base right here, and then that'll sterilize the bottom of it right there. Unplug the power plug, then hold 30 minutes, pour out the water, and then dry the base with a rag. So basically, you're going to cover it, run the sterilization mode, unplug it, and then you want to wait, looks like 30 minutes. I'm assuming that's to let it cool down, and then pour out the water and then dry it with a rag. So super simple to use. You can descale it too. So that's what I like about this is that they give you the pictures of what you have to do right here with a little bit of text underneath, but then they go into more detail right over here. So descaling, mix the citric acid and water, pour the citric acid into the product, choosing sterilization function, unplug, let it stand until the dirt is completely dissolved, and then pour the liquid and wipe the base. So super simple to use. Follow these steps for cleaning. After use, unplug, of course. Drain the remaining liquid, wipe it off, but never immerse the base for cleaning because that's where all your motors and your vents and everything is. That's going to mess it up. And then they do have a little Q&A section right here that you can reference. The malfunctions, there's only, 4 malfunctions. It's smelly, slow heating or not working after a while, dirt on the bottom, and the bottle is still dirty after sterilization. So after a long-term use, lime scale will build up and cause unpleasant odor after the dry burning. Residual substances in the bottle will drop on the product, causing an unpleasant odor after dry burning. So the solution is to use the distilled water and descale regularly and make sure that everything is clean before use. So kind of common sense there, I would say. Low heating or not working for a while. Lime scale buildup cause heat, then blocked and damaged the heating pipe. the heating tube switch is damaged. So use distilled vinegar to descale regularly so that that tube stays nice and clean. And then please contact the after-sales service if you need further assistance after that. Dirt on the bottom, a white clump or powdery substance gradually formed in the bottom of the product with minerals contained in the water after boiling. So again, use the distilled water and descale regularly. The reason why you want to use distilled water is because that's just water with no minerals in it and all that. And whenever you're dealing with steam, what's going to happen is you're going to have the steam, you know, the water turns into a gas, but then you're still left with all the minerals. And so the minerals are going to sit on the bottom there, and they might clog up stuff and whatnot. So that's why you have to descale it to get rid of all that. Residue in the bottle. Before sterilization, the bottles need to be cleaned, so you just want to make sure that you clean it with some dish soap and whatnot. You don't want to put dirty stuff in there. And then you put it in there to get it nice and sterilized from there. Other than that, you got customer service on the back, and they give you like the name of each part right there for the assembly, and all the power buttons and their functions and all that type of stuff. So super simple to use. I can definitely feel the heat coming out of here. You can probably see the steam right up in this area. I can definitely feel it, and it is going to town right here. I have no clue how much longer this thing has to go, but it is doing a fantastic job of cleaning up this thing right here. Oh, are we done? I think we're done. So it beeped 3 times, just like it said it would. And then now, we probably want to wait for just a little bit. Make sure that all the heat kind of dissipates out of there for a little bit. It's going to automatically shut off, which is super cool. I'm curious to know about this. Okay, the base is just warm, but it's not super hot or anything like that. This is definitely hot. I can feel the heat coming off of there. Same thing with this up here. So all of this right here is quite hot. So you definitely want to cool this thing off, or use some kind of like mitten or glove, like a oven mitt or something like that. And I think that's why they give you such a nice big handle right here, is so that even though this is hot, you can use something like an oven mitt, or even probably like a rag. I've got one right here. Let's see if we can do that. I can just kind of, so my vents are here and here. I don't want to cover those just to let them keep going, but I can do it over this side right here, and then I can just simply lift up on that. You can see all the water dripping on out of there. Perfect. I'll put this upside down right here. But yeah, I can definitely still see all that steam coming up out of here. Let's see how hot these things are. Oh, this one's not too hot. So you have nice and sterilized right there. Looking good. Okay, now we need to test out the drying function on there. So let me go ahead. I'm going to recap this. And let's test out. Oh, I got to turn on. Function. And then wait 5 seconds. And then it's going to start drying. I'm curious to know how loud it is. Because if you're running this at night, you want to make sure it's not going to be too loud or anything. Oh, wow. That's super quiet. Look, I'm going to try and bring it up since the bottom's not hot. So yeah, your fan is on the bottom right here. Yeah, y'all can see that right there. So that's what's going to bring the air up into there. And that is not loud at all. It's actually kind of soothing, honestly. So now we just have air being pumped up into there. It's going to help dry out everything and get rid of all the water that's sitting on there. Super cool. Now this drying process, like I've mentioned in the instructions, lasts a long time. So I'm going to stop the video and just let this do its thing. It was going through the drying process and it just beeped. So I wanted to show you guys what it looks like once everything is finally dried. So first of all, not as hot anymore. I can actually put my hands on this now. Let's go ahead and take off our lid right here. As you can see, there's no water left on the inside of there from the sterilization process. These are some of the smaller parts that we put through this thing so that we could really test this thing out. So let me show you guys what we have. This was just a baby bottle cap. Then we had, this was an interesting piece because it was a hiking bag bladder mouthpiece. And this is something that we always need to sterilize. And I thought that this would be a perfect test of this because it was perfect for this type of application, to be able to just put it right down into here and use it that way. And it came out perfect. This is awesome right here. Taking a look at our spoons, you can put baby spoons in there. So we had a couple of these right here. They came out looking good. As you can see too, that there's no water spots on any of them because it got dried nicely. This is the collar for the baby bottle right there. And then all these other pieces right here, or actually this is not. This is the nipple. You can see nice and clean all the way around, which is fantastic. But all of these pieces right here go to their Grownsy nasal aspirator. I think I'm saying that right. So you had a couple of these little silicone style of pieces. These go up into the nose to try and suck out all the snot. And then you also have this bulbous one right here, so it kind of closes up the nose a little bit. And then this right here are the parts that attach to the actual aspirator. Just simply closes up like this, and then these little nougats fit on the top just like that. And these look very nice and clean all the way through and through, which is fantastic. Then, of course, we have our baby bottle up in the bottom part right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Nice, sterilized baby bottle. I can still feel a little bit of the heat from it, which is nice, but it's like a warm. It's like holding a nice cup of coffee right there. And then, this is what the bottom of the baby bottle sterilizer looks like right there. Obviously, you can fit 5 baby bottles on there, so if you wanted to run this overnight, you could do that. And as far as how much water was actually used in the machine during that entire sterilization process, I actually want to grab the little measuring cup that they give you and see how much was left over. So let me just go ahead and pour this right on into here. And so we are left with a little less than 1 ounce right there. It recommends 90 milliliters, and that's where the max line hits. And I have about 20 milliliters left. So I'd say anywhere from like, the minimum would be 70 milliliters. Maximum, obviously, 90. So maybe around like the 80, just to make sure you have a little bit of liquid in the bottom there on that heating plate. This is what your heating plate looks like once I poured it out and once the sterilization is done. So super cool device. If you guys are looking for a nice, simple countertop sterilizer, definitely go and check out this one right here from Grownsy. It's super easy to use. The buttons are very intuitive. It stacks nicely, so whenever you want to get it out of the way, it's nice and vertical and tall, so you can easily just put it underneath a cabinet like that, and whenever you're ready to use it, just simply bring it on out, fill your stuff into there, and press your button, and you're good to go. So definitely go and check this out if this is something that you're looking for. If you're looking to sterilize all your baby's, pacifiers, all the nipples and the bottle parts, teething things you can do. They even mentioned in there, the website, you can put like a wine glass in there, if the parents need a little bit of to get them through the day. But anything that you want to sterilize, you can simply throw it into there. I love the little basket on the top, so you can put all of your smaller pieces. And I like how they have all these different size holes, not only to let the steam come through, but also like I was doing with these, you can just kind of drop those in between some of the chambers right there so that they don't get moved around and whatnot. So y'all definitely go and grab y'all one of these if this is something that you're looking for. Let me know if this was helpful. If it was, consider adding this to your cart. Thank y'all for watching, and Dad out.